All right. What's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna be speaking about Teofimo Lopez and him looking for a way out of the Shakur Stevenson fight. We're gonna talk about the Eastside Cruz Lamont Roach card being absolutely fire. We're gonna be talking about that lineup as well. Then, of course, we're gonna get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We officially hit the 3,200 mark not too long ago. Looking to hit that 3,300 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Looking to hit 4K by the end of the year. So if we are capable of doing so, that'll be very much appreciated. You see what I'm saying? I already see a bunch of comments in the building thus far. Y'all just go ahead and hit the likes, man. Share the video. Let the people know that Mazuma TV is live. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live, man. Thank you guys very much. You know, I'm feeling pretty good today. You know what I mean? Great day overall at work. Great day at the gym, man. You know what I mean? Did a little bit of everything. Nice, productive day. Dropped my son off this morning. You feel what I mean? About to get him tomorrow. Very excited about that. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the stranger with the first comment of the day. He said, Mark, didn't I call it, brother? Tio is a fucking duck. This fight ain't happening. Tio is all bark, no bite. We definitely going to talk about it, brother. Smoochie, what's going on? Smoochie, how you doing? How you feeling since getting back to your hometown? How was it leaving Philly? Let me know. Marissa, what's going on? Marissa, how you doing? J Cash, what up? Marissa don't sound too happy. She said, always getting out of fights. Damn. That's what it's looking like, but, you know, we're going to talk about it for sure. This ain't necessarily the end of the world, but it's not looking too good at the same time. What's going on? Definitely like and share the live. Coffee plant in the building. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? That's funny. I never heard this before. He said, T.O. is a dry age processed turkey sandwich. God damn, that don't sound too good. Dry age processed? That don't sound too good, man. I'm sure Boots will fight in Philly again. You know what I mean? In due time. So, Smooshy, you can come back around. Let me know. Shit, next time I go to the fight, I might run into you. But yeah, man, we got some things that we need to discuss, man. Absolutely disappointing in all honesty, man. It's not really looking too good. It's like this dude, Teofimo Lopez, cannot seem to get right. You know what I mean? He can never gather the courage to just take chances for some reason, man. It's absolutely disappointing. Now, a lot of people may be confused about what I'm talking about, so let me go ahead and just break it down for you. Coffee, he didn't necessarily pull out, but we're definitely going to talk about this. Definitely a pause, though. Did I see Ray Ford work with Jake Paul? No, I didn't, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily surprised. I seen Raymond Ford working with Montana Love on the pads. Maybe they were working with Jake Paul together, considering they're small, athletic, slick southpaws, I guess. I guess that would make sense why they're in the same building at the same time. You know what I mean? And neither one of them like Gervonta Davis, so it makes a lot of sense. Oh, but let me ask this. I hate to bring up old things, y'all, but let's swing this back around. Is Raymond Ford and Montana Love, are they going against the code? Are they going against the code, y'all? Is Montana Love on code? Is Raymond Ford on code? Where is the outrage? They sold out Gervonta Davis. Where is the outrage? Y'all said Boots was a sellout. Y'all said Boots was a sellout for sparring Canelo in the lead up to the Crawford fight. Okay, based off of y'all logic and based off of the energy I was given, where is that energy? Now that we figured out Raymond Ford and Montana Love is helping Jake Paul get ready for Gervonta Davis. Where is the code? What Montana Love and Raymond Ford do? They sparring Jake Paul to get ready for Tank. But if Smoochie, and that may very well be true. You might be saying, you just might be calling it out for what it is. You're saying, I think nobody really cares about them, so there's no outrage. Okay, but as boxing fans, right? Like, we watch boxing. We know who Montana Love and Raymond Ford is. We watch Montana Love fight Liam Paro. We watched Raymond Ford fight Nick Ball, and most recently he beat Abraham Nova. We seen him, right? Like, we know who these guys are. So if y'all boxer fans and y'all see that boxers are going against the code against your people, why aren't you upset? Why are you not on these platforms expressing your disgust? What's going on? Gotta be a consistent thing, Coffee. That's what I'm saying. Definitely gotta be consistent, but that's how you know that these motherfuckers is full of shit, to be honest with you. I called out the hypocrisy a long time ago. You know what I mean? I had people coming on my channel like the dude YK the Truth or YK the Voice, whatever his name is. He came on here and said that Boot's gonna get bad karma, and it's bigger than boxing, and he's selling out this person, blah blah blah. I told y'all, ain't no code in this shit, bro. There ain't no code in this shit, man. Motherfuckers turn into Dr. Umar whenever they trying to push certain propaganda against a fighter they don't like. Man, miss me with the bullshit. Watch out, Raymond Ford and Montana Love. Looks like you're gonna run into some bad karma. But anyways, I'm glad that I was able to put that out there, because that's what I was thinking earlier. Not in terms of Raymond Ford and Montana Love, because y'all just told me that. I'm saying in terms of motherfuckers' energy not being the same. He said, Coffee Plant said, YSM was right. They treat this sport like they gangbang effects, and it's really not that serious. Raekwon Smith 916 says the whole idea that you only have to deal with your race in boxing is dumb. Unless someone disrespects your race, you should be able to spar whoever, right? And I brought up multiple examples. Was Shakur a sellout for helping Loma get ready for Rigondeaux, who's a black fighter just like Shakur? How about Shane Mosley helping De La Hoya to try to defeat Floyd Mayweather? How about that? Was Shane Mosley a sellout? How about Canelo helping Terrence Crawford, and his team getting Lester Martinez ready to defeat Christian Mbili. How about that? It's once you start bringing up them points and they get the stuttering, then you just know they full of shit, and then you just go about your day. You feel me? Yeah, Montana Love and Tank ain't been fucking with each other for a long time. You know what I mean? Raymond Ford and Tank got into it not too long ago. So I'm sure Jake Paul paying them very handsomely because when you got world-class training camps like that, or you got like high-level training camps like that, especially when there's a lot of money, on the line, these sparring partners get paid very well. I'm talking about thousands of dollars a week. It could be to only spar like 4 or 5 rounds, probably like twice a week. I'm telling you, like I heard, like we had a fighter go over to Japan to help what's his name? Ryoto Murata. I think he was like a middleweight champion at one point in time. Ryoto Murata. I think that was his name. We went all the way over to Japan. Yeah, I think he fought Rob Brandt. Yeah, we helped him get ready for Rob Brandt. He knocked out Rob Brandt too. I think he had a world title. Yeah, he had the WBA middleweight title twice. Yeah, I remember that. And he got paid. Our fighter got paid. He was the chief sparring partner for Ryoto Murata, getting ready for Rob Brandt. Got paid stupid money. I'm saying I only boxed 6 rounds this week. I only boxed 6 rounds this week. And I ain't gonna say the number, but it was like solid 4 figures. I'm like, word? A week? Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I see why a lot of these dudes like hang up the gloves and they just become sparring partners. Because when you like my boy Dafir Smith, he done had a most successful professional career, but the world class training camps, he was like Triple G. He helped out Andre Ward a lot. Like these motherfuckers was getting to it, being sparring partners, bro. Like there's so many different ways to get bread in this shit, in this boxing shit, bro. It's crazy. Mr. Big Play Bray says when they spar, do they tell them to hold back? I mean, they can. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on the training camp. Like I've heard of training camps, and this another. We had a fighter spar Alexander Vosdick for Better Beef. He got paid stupid money for that too. Stupid money, but like they'll be like, oh, I want you to emulate this fighter, or if you let Freddie Roach used to be like, yo, if you could knock Pacquiao out, I'll give you this. Then you got people that's like, yo, like, you know what I mean, just work with him, you know, type shit. It all depends on the situation. You know what I mean? It's not like one way you spar. You know what I mean? Different camps, they got different approaches. Some people don't believe in, you know, really they don't believe in hard sparring. Some people, all they do is hard spar, you know. And some people, they mix it up. They calculate it with their approach. Some training camps is just looking to be like, some fighters are looking to just get into self-improvement. You got other training camps where they're specifically focusing on game planning for their opponent. Because you let Earl Spence tell it, he was sparring southpaws and orthodoxes for a plain old orthodox fighter. Because it wasn't necessarily his training camp was centered around him sharpening up, him getting better. It never really revolved around his opponent. You know what I mean? But then you got other people like Tim Bradley who said that, you know what I mean, his camp was specifically devoted to that opponent. You know what I mean? And not only was he studying the opponent, he was studying the referees, he was studying the judges, he studied everything. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody got different approaches. You know what I mean? Great question though, Bray. I appreciate that, brother. But anyways, I want to share. Let me share the screen real quick so y'all can take a look at this, man. Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? That's, you know, he's been getting spoken about a lot lately, but it's actually for a positive reason because a lot of people were optimistic. You know, and there may be some optimism left. You know what I'm saying? But there's been some positive things in terms of him, you know, securing a fight with Shakur Stevenson, who is the current WBC lightweight champion of the world. Teofimo Lopez is a WBO super lightweight champion of the world. And, you know, Shakur Stevenson, you know, plans on moving up to 140 in hopes of becoming a 4-division champion and dethroning, you know, one of the guys in the division, and Teofimo Lopez. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, have been excited about that. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, didn't really believe in Teofimo Lopez too much. And what was so funny was we was talking about this around this same time yesterday. And we were saying how, you know what I mean? Like, Teo really don't got nowhere else to go. Like, he's pretty much backed up into a corner where he may have to face Shakur. But at the same time, we wasn't really doubting that Teofimo might look for a way out of the fight because historically he's done that with several opponents, right? So then Derek James say that he didn't watch no film on Bud. I mean, I heard him say that. I heard he say he don't watch boxing. But yeah, that's definitely negligent, especially when you at a high, like when you got a huge fight in front of you, man. You gotta be prepared all around the board. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Maybe Derek James, you know, had his head up his ass and felt like he didn't have to prepare. You know what I mean? Boxing doesn't only humble fighters. They humble trainers too. Humbles everybody, to be real. And I don't know how a lot of trainers give it up. Me personally, I ain't sleeping on nobody. I study. Whoever my guy's fighting, if there's video out there, I study him. I break him down and I beat him. That's what I do. You feel what I mean? I feel like when trainers are, oh man, we ain't gonna watch that guy. First of all, a lot of these niggas be lying. I'm gonna just say that. A lot of these trainers, they be lying. They do be watching film, but then they be acting like they don't. And a lot of fighters be lying too. That's one of the biggest lies that fighters tell. Oh, I never really watched him, man. I'm gonna just see what he brings to the ring, and I'm gonna adjust. Bullshit. You care way too much about winning to not be studying somebody who could possibly knock you off your square. Miss me with the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and share the screen for the people to see. This is something that Teofimo Lopez posted, then deleted. What the fuck is going on? They banging on the wall and shit. But let me go ahead and share this real quick. This is Teofimo Lopez on a deleted Instagram story. This is according to Hassan Wells, and that's clearly Teofimo Lopez, and it looks like there's a poll there. And the caption says, Teofimo Lopez on a deleted Instagram story on whether he should fight Shakur Stevenson or Manny Pacquiao in January. Now, let's take a look at this right here. And it says, who's next? Shakur, January of 2026. Pacquiao, January of 2026. Now, I see exactly why he deleted this shit. Because he know he was dead wrong for even putting this shit out here. Because first of all, Tio, you know what the fuck the people want. So I don't even know why you putting a poll up. You hear the fans. You interact with them. I be seeing you on social media. You be on social media a whole lot. I know you be looking through your mentions. I know you be seeing what people be saying. You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that you putting a poll up knowing what the people want already just lets me know that you're hoping that you're able to switch up this narrative and get people to put Pacquiao in front of Shakur Stevenson. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like you trying to convince fans that Pacquiao's the better fight, so that way you could put him ahead of, Shakur Stevenson, and you could walk away from that situation. You feel what I mean? So I don't know exactly what's going on with this situation right here. He took that shit down right away because probably somebody done called him and was like, hey, what the fuck is you talking about, T.O.? Take that shit down. Or why would you even put that out there? Like, what's going on? Ain't you supposed to be fighting Shakur? Probably Turkey Al-Sheikh and them hit him up like, yo, what's this about? Don't we got this Shakur fight locked in? Like, see, this is why, and this was, Teofimo Lopez, the last time he ran into Shakur Stevenson was at the Canelo Crawford fight. And Crawford asked Teo, like, yo, when you gonna rumble Shakur? He said, I wanted to fight him now, but he wants to wait until January. So you putting this idea out here like you willing to face, Shakur Stevenson ASAP. You over here in front of camera saying how, y'all gonna fight. But then like Teo keep doing like little funny shit that just make me feel like he don't want to fight. You're like, so the media is clearly asking him, yo, are y'all fighting next? Like, what's going on? Yeah, but I want to play, I want to play Shakur in basketball first. Like, what? The fuck is you talking about basketball? Neither one of y'all niggas play ball. So what the fuck is that even? Why is that even a thing? That remind me of back when Pacquiao and Chris Algieri was rumbling. They competed in each other on like different sports. And I was like, what y'all niggas trying to be friends? Like, what the fuck is this about? Why y'all niggas bowling with each other? Why is y'all shooting hoops with each other? Like, y'all niggas trying to build some type of chemistry before y'all fight? I don't understand this shit. Why is you trying to do outside activities with Shakur like he your mans or something? Y'all don't fuck with each other. Y'all niggas is ops. Y'all supposed to rumble each other. What's up with this friendly shit you want? What you want? Back this nigga down in the post? The fuck is going on, nigga, with your pink bandana, nigga? Like, the dude, he's super weird, bro. He's super weird. Motherfucker talk about everything except fighting the best competition, bro. You know what I mean? We already gave you a whole lot of shit because of how the way you was moving with Devin Haney, bro. You even brought up niggas' religion and, disrespected people just to get out of that fight. You was able to successfully get out of that fight, and Devin went and took a big challenge with Brian Norman anyway. You was able to get him off your back. You're not going to be able to run away from this Shakur Stevenson fight, bro. I promise you that. So all this shit with, wanting to fight Pacquiao, bro, leave it the fuck alone. First of all, he not in your fucking weight division. That's first of all. And Manny Pacquiao ain't going to get shit out of fighting you, my nigga. He not going to get shit out of fighting you. Why would he fight you when he could fight Rolly Romero for a world title? Why would he do that? And I really hope that if that shit really gets presented to Pacquiao, I hope he turned it down. I hope he turned it down, bro. You feel what I mean? Because this is the shit that Teofimo Lopez does. He be acting like he talks shit about black fighters. He say all this subliminal, indirect racist shit towards black fighters. But when it come down to, fighting one of these elite black fighters, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? The motherfucker turned into Stevie Wonder, act like he can't see a contract. You know what I mean? He said if T.O. do Keyshawn waiting. Bro, he don't want to fight Keyshawn either. I remember Keyshawn was called him out face to face, talking about, oh, you need to do so. Man, you got to win the belt. I remember he was saying, like, trying to get this nigga obstacles. Like, this nigga T.O. is a pussy, bro. Like a straight up pussy. He be trying to mix up the wordplay like as if he's some type of intellectual, bro. He's a fucking idiot for one. He's a racist. And he's a duck. He's a duck, bro. There's no other way to put it, man. Like, how many times Rick Ross got to tell y'all niggas this shit?
You got to come down to the promised land, my nigga. 235 acres. We farming our own chickens, homie. Thousands of chickens, thousands. Running around everywhere, quack, quack, quack. Talk about next level shit, homie.
Dead ass. The nigga's a certified duck, bro. Like, there's no other way to go around this shit. Take that nigga T.O. to the promised land. That's a fact. That's a fact. You feel me? It's the same old shit with T.O., bro. It's like we need to start a triangle drawing with T.O. It's like T.O. gets offered huge fight. T.O. act like he wants to fight. He pulls out. T.O. gets offered a fight. T.O. acts like he's intrigued in the fight. T.O. pulls out of the fight. Like, it's the same fucking cycle with this dude, and then he want to pop it. And this how you know T.O. This how you know T.O. a bitch too, because he literally goes out of his way to lie about his own accolades just so he could feel like he above somebody or feel like he more accomplished than somebody instead of just going out there and fucking proving it. This motherfucker goes around calling himself a 2-time undisputed world champion. How? Where? Do I have to really run through that history again? Like, you were never a champion in a division where you had all the belts, where nobody else could say they champion. That never happened. Nigga, when you beat Loma, you had a WBC franchise belt. Devin Haney was the WBC lightweight champion of the world when you beat Loma because Loma avoided Haney. He avoided fighting Haney. The WBC took his title away, gave it to Haney, and they gave him a franchise belt to not make him feel like a duck. You beat Loma for that franchise title. So you were the WBC franchise champion. And Mauricio Suleiman done told you that's not a real world title. That's like a trophy. Nigga, you got a trophy. Go look at the WBC website. Go check. When you were champion, when you beat Loma, go check who was the official WBC champion at that time. It was not you. It was not you. It was Devin Haney, somebody that you avoided since being at lightweight. This motherfucker Devin pressed you. I seen it on barbershop conversations. This nigga ran up on you, pressed you, talking about, and you talking about fighting that later down the line. He talking about rumbling you right now, nigga. And went over to your stable and beat the nigga that fucked you up in your hometown. Then Kambosos beat this nigga ass in Madison Square Garden. Then he put belt the ass, and this nigga came all the way from Australia. Beat your motherfucking ass. You blamed it on health issues. Oh, you could have died in there. He couldn't breathe. The nigga looked like he was breathing to me, because as far as I'm concerned, you got to inhale when you're not punching, and you got to exhale as you punch it. So the nigga was breathing. So ain't nobody trying to hear that shit y'all niggas is talking about, bro. That nigga Devin Haney signed to your promotional stable. He signed to your promotion, a promotion that you was involved with. Had to go over to Australia and do what you couldn't do. Nigga had to do the dirty work. You let that nigga run off with your belts over to Australia, so Devin had to go to Australia and bring him back home. Because you fucked up the money. Now you want to act like you the most accomplished fighter under 30. You're not. You're not. Because a nigga that's under 30 actually became undisputed and you didn't. It's really simple. You a 2-division champion, so is Devin Haney. He became undisputed, you didn't. You might have the more notable names on your resume, but when we talking about accomplishments, Devin either matches you or he surpasses you because you haven't done anything that he couldn't do, and he did something that you couldn't do. So now, you know what I mean? Shakur Stevenson trying to rumble you because he understands exactly what it takes to beat you. He's fully confident. He said he knew how to beat you years ago. That nigga sat there and told you, bro, I figured you out years ago. I appreciate the opportunity. What you do? I have to find a different fight. I have to fight a different fight. Pacquiao? Nigga, no. Fuck out of here, nigga. Go ahead and get embarrassed, nigga, and go have a little mental health episode after the fact. Because you know that's what happens whenever T.O. get a close fight or he get a gift decision. This motherfucker go ahead and have a mental breakdown. No, I still got it, man. Man, teeth all fucked up. Do I still got it, man? When Jermaine Ortiz almost beat him, he was so stressed out. He was so stressed out until they called his name, and he was like, nigga about to shit himself on his jaw. He was that nervous. Like if they would have said Jermaine Ortiz's name, he'd have shit it all over his fucking jokes, mate. Nigga had his Honduran flag. He don't know that nigga pick and choose whenever he want to be Honduran. That's probably why they all fuck with his stupid ass. Because one moment he waving that Honduran flag, then the nigga got a Spain flag. Then next thing you know, he waving the U.S. flag. This nigga don't know what he want to be. Let him tell it. His own words. The nigga said, "Throw a left hook like a Puerto Rican." Like nigga, no. Puerto Ricans don't look like you. Puerto Ricans don't have them type of teeth. You know what I mean? Like you a special breed of like cokehead / Honduran / Spaniard. And you probably got like, if we was to check your ancestry DNA, you probably got some piranha in you too, because you and piranhas are the only creatures on this earth who teeth lined up like that. Nigga, you got rows of teeth. Nigga, humans are supposed to have baby teeth. They fall out, then we get adult teeth. Nigga, it's like one teeth fall out and the other bitch just pushes way in like it's a motherfucking lunch line, nigga. This nigga teeth look like a lunch line. That nigga T.O. got some piranha in him. If you was to put that nigga in a fish tank and you drop the fish in there, it's wraps. That nigga could survive in the Amazon for sure. T.O. be the only nigga could swim with piranhas and be all right. For sure. But anyways, this goofy ass nigga T.O. is really trying to find his way up out of this motherfucker Shakur Stevenson fighting. Shakur, you better put pressure on this nigga to sign this contract. Why is there not an announcement yet? Why is there not an announcement? Is it too early? Nigga, we midway through October. It's about to be Halloween. Y'all niggas supposed to be rumbling in January. Y'all got 3 months and some change? Ain't that the perfect amount of time to promote a fight? What the fuck is we doing? Why is it taking so long? It just reminds me of the Devin Haney situation. Devin Haney was so happy. I felt bad for that nigga. He was over here tweeting like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he making it seem like this T.O. fight solidified and, you know, we just waiting for T.O. to sign the deal. He was so happy that he got that opportunity. Whole time. This nigga never intended on signing the contract. He just wanted to give you the impression that he was interested in fighting you. Behind the scenes, he don't have no interest in fighting you like he has done historically. He waited for he wanted to make it seem like he was, you know, down with the fight by agreeing to the terms, and then, you know, he put a little excuse out there, ended up not fighting you, and used that excuse as a reason why, you know, the fight didn't happen. He was like, you know, Turkey Al-Sheikh promised me certain things. Like he promised, nigga, he can't. This is the reality. All Turkey could do is give you the money that you're looking for. He cannot make motherfuckers rumble you. Like Boo said that if he stuck around at 47, it was gonna be to unify. You don't have a world title. Why the fuck would he stick around and fight you? Plus, he was already growing out of the weight class. He was already looking to leave. He only literally stuck around to try to unify. Once he seen that niggas wasn't on that, Barrios wasn't on that, Norman didn't want to, he wanted to wait until after the Sasaki fight to negotiate. He's like, man, I ain't waiting on these niggas, bro. I'm going to go ahead and bust a move. At least I unified the division. Like, he couldn't guarantee a Jerron Ennis fight for you, bro. Oh, January less than 2.5 months away. Okay. There's plenty of time to promote a fight. Y'all could get a press conference going right now. Y'all could do a face-off. Y'all could be doing all that shit, but T.O. just can't seem to find his pen. What is taking so long for y'all to agree on? Purses? It can't be the purse. The location? I'm sure Turkey could give y'all the location that y'all looking for, somewhere in the U.S. or whatever. Shit, all of a sudden, if T.O. cool with fighting at Riyadh, I'm sure that it's nothing that can't be situated. So what the fuck is we waiting for? Top Rank probably isn't with it either. Well, Bella, from what I heard, Top Rank wants nothing to do with what Teofimo Lopez got going on. They just want their percentage. So contractually, he's still with them, but he's literally capable of going on any platform he wants. Like, they completely let go of this nigga. They just want their money because, they invested a lot of money in him. So the least he could do is give them their return on investment. You feel what I'm saying? So he could go fight on PBC. He could fight with Matchroom. He could fight with Queensberry, Riyadh Season, TGB, wherever. He could go wherever he wants as long as he paying whatever percent he owe Top Rank. They cool with it. That's what I heard. You feel what I'm saying? Bad Boom Balloon in the building. He said not even Turkey can get Tank, Shakur, Haney, and T.O. to fight each other. Well, Haney is willing to fight. This nigga, look, we got a troll in the building. Y'all go ahead and pack shorty. If that's a shorty, most likely that's a nigga who want to be a shorty. One of them weirdos. I'm sure Shakur wants to fight. I'm sure Haney wants to fight. It's the first nigga you mentioned and the last nigga you mentioned. Seems like they're the ones who don't really want that. He said Shakur so gullible. Well, shit, Devin Haney must be too because, see, look, when you've been through fights multiple times, there's certain steps that you need to take in order to solidify one. T.O. is literally going through every step to let it be known that a fight is going to happen. So they definitely counted their chickens before it hatched. But it's like, damn, like you agree to all the terms. All you got to do is sign the contract. Niggas is going to assume off rip that the fight done because all the terms that you agree to is going to be on that contract. All you got to do is sign the shit. So it's like all the hard, all the, negotiations and all that shit. All the hard work is done already. You just got to sign the shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers create a flyer or whatever, and they start promoting. So I don't think he's necessarily gullible. I just think that there's a difference between being gullible and being led on, like being played. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what I think. Devin Haney thought the same shit. He swore he had that T.O. fight locked in. We all thought that. This motherfucker pulled a switcheroo out of nowhere. Says when Teofimo beats Shakur, are you going to give him his flowers? If he defeats Shakur Stevenson, absolutely. Absolutely. I got no problem doing that. I'm not one. I promise you I won't disappear. I promise I won't discredit Teofimo. This nigga Shakur talking about 4-division champion loading, and he got Teofimo Lopez figured out, and he's not saying that weight's a problem whatsoever. So, it's not like Shakur's coming into this fight with crazy odds stacked against him. This is a fight that he could very much win. So if T.O. rises to the occasion and he beats Shakur, I'm gonna give him all the credit in the world. Without a doubt. And then I think I just seen a comment where it was like, let me see. It says agar.io says T.O. still got a better resume than Boost. T.O. already a Hall of Famer. First of all, T.O. done been at the top of boxing longer than Jerron Ennis. And he was given opportunities that Jerron Ennis hasn't been given. You feel what I'm saying? So there's that. T already being a Hall of Famer. Y'all motherfuckers, the motherfuckers run up 1 or 2 good wins and they Hall of Famers. That shit is mind-boggling to me. So all you need to do is beat Loma and Josh Taylor to be a Hall of Famer. Really? 2 notable wins and that's it. And the second win, that second win that you got over with Josh Taylor, that wasn't the same Josh Taylor who who really became undisputed at 140. Nigga ain't been the same since of that close, that controversial win over Jack Catterall. He was never able to get back. And he ended up retiring a little bit after your fight. So he was past it when T.O. got to him. You know what I mean? So if 2 notable wins is all it takes to be a Hall of Famer, then a lot of these niggas is Hall of Famers. Like the fuck? Like the live, share the live. Absolutely. We got 22 people in the building, man. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting the channel. You feel what I mean? Big Soldier MX said, remember Lopez wanted the Jerron Ennis fight and Bud Crawford? I mean, that's what he said. That's what he said. You feel what I mean? Jerron Ennis was like, fuck him because he not a fight that's going to help me accomplish my goals. And plus, you know what I mean? About to move up to 54 and see where the real smoke at. But, like, nigga, I'm about to go fight Canelo. Like, you stupid nigga, why would I fight you? Reed's is a Hall of Famer at that point. Like, yeah, and they're not. Like, see, T.O. wants you to believe that he's this, guy who has a whole bunch of accomplishments and he done did so much for the sport because he don't want y'all to ask him for shit anymore. Like, he wants to give y'all the impression that he's this decorated, and he's accomplished. He's decorated for sure. But he wants to make it seem like, he done did enough, so now he can just fall back and do whatever he want to do. That's not the case. Imagine being that scary of a nigga where you got 1 or 2 good wins. You got 1 or 2 good wins, and you feel like that's enough for people to fall back and stop asking fights from you. Stop asking, you to fight the best competition. That's the type of time niggas be on now. Hold on real quick. I gotta figure out what this shit means. You know what I mean? So that's the type time that T.O. be on. I see right through this nigga, bro. Out of power. What up, bro? Well, anyways, in good news, shout out to the motherfuckers who actually want to fight each other. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the motherfuckers who actually want to take chances and, put on great fights that fans, want to see. And, that's Lamont Roach and Eastside Cruz. Now, Eastside Cruz, he definitely got some duck in his blood as well. You know what I mean? There's definitely certain styles that he doesn't really want to face because he feels like he doesn't have what it takes to beat them. So, he chose Lamont Roach because he feels like Lamont Roach is going to be the type of guy who is going to sit there and give him the fight that he's looking for. Lamont Roach like to sit in the pocket. You know what I mean? He might take a shot here and there, but, he's coming to rumble. And I think that's what Eastside Cruz likes about that matchup. He feels like when guys stand in front of him, it allows him to, implement his style more, be more effective with his style. And, besides the Lamont Roach and Eastside Cruz fight, there's some great fights that are supposed to take place on this card as well. Now, shout out to Dan the Boxing Man. Shout out to Dan the Boxing Man for putting together this little, putting together these, names on this list to show you what's going to be going down on that Eastside Cruz and Lamont Roach fight. And the fights are as follows. Jesus Ramos, who I guess is going to be, campaigning at 160 pounds now, it's going to be going up against Shane Mosley Jr. Now, Shane Mosley Jr. isn't his father. You know what I'm saying? But he's solid. You know what I mean? He really got my respect during the whole Contender Series that he had did, a few years back that Brandon Adams ended up winning and stuff like that. But Shane Mosley was beating guys and making a name for himself and letting it be known like, all right, like I'm the son of a, a legend or whatever the case is. But I have my own abilities as well. And, Shane Mosley been taking chances, looking to get his respect, by any means necessary. So he's taking a tough fight at Jesus Ramos, so that's a good fight. That's definitely a good fight. I think Jesus Ramos is going to pull it off. I just think that he's just a level above Shane Mosley Jr., to be honest. I see that being a good fight because Shane Mosley, he got some dog. Shane Mosley Jr. got some dog in him. You know what I mean? He'll fight you. You know what I mean? So Jesus Ramos is going to be looking to bang. He's going to come forward, put them things together. That's going to be an action-packed fight. Then, of course, we got Stephen Fulton. You know what I mean? Philadelphia's very own. Really from North Philly, but he be repping West. I don't be understanding that. I got to ask him when I see him. What's that about? But he's going to be fighting Shakur Foster. You know what I'm saying? 2 world champions, one being a world champion at 126, the other being champion at 130, both having WBC titles in their own right. You know what I mean? This is going to be a good fight, man. Both of these guys have great abilities. You know what I mean? Shakur Foster, he could box. He could fight his ass off. I ain't gonna lie. I was watching a little bit on him. A good time, a good counter puncher. He looked like he got some respectable pop as well. Stephen Fulton, you know what I mean? He's a good counter puncher too. Got a hell of a jab. I think he got one of the best jabs in boxing. Underrated inside game. Great grit, great dog, great determination. You know what I mean? That all goes together basically. But you get what I mean. I think that's going to be a good fight, man. I think it's really going to come down to who presses the issue more. You know what I mean? Who's willing to take more chances, in all honesty, because whoever is going to be like whoever has what I'm trying to say is whoever is the more effective aggressor, I think is going to be the one to pull out that fight. If anybody just falls back and tries to let the fight come to him, while the other guy is, just running up them numbers, I think they're going to end up losing the fight. You know what I mean? That's just what I think. So whoever is, more aggressive, lets their hands go, you know what I mean, and is willing to, take those chances to get off on their opponent, I think that's who wins the fight, to be honest with you. Then we got John Beck. This is a great fucking fight right here. John Beck going up against Landy Lara, the oldest active world champion in the sport of boxing right now, going up against the unified middleweight champion of the world. This is a unification fight. There's going to be 3 major titles on the line, and in this fight. And Landy Lara, obviously his peak years are behind them, but he's found a way to evolve and become like this knockout artist out of nowhere. Man, got a accurate, devastating left hand that's been putting out lights. And John Beck, very, very raw talent. You know what I mean? Great timing, great counter puncher as well. So this is going to be a good chess match, man. I love Landy Lara. If he was able to pull this off, man, I would be very happy for Landy Lara, but I do think John Beck is going to be a bit too much for him. And I think this is going to end up being one of Landy Lara's farewell fights, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But I love this fight right here, bro. If Landy Lara is able to, turn back the clock, you know what I mean? Or even spark John Beck, bro, this is going to be legendary shit. Like, this is because I already look at Landy Lara as a Hall of Famer, but if you go ahead and you spark John Beck and become a unified middleweight champion of the world while simultaneously being the oldest active champion of boxing, that's some GOAT shit right there. That's some GOAT shit. But, with Landy Lara taking this fight, it just goes to show you how he's willing to face elite competition. And he's willing to take chances. You know what I mean? So this is a good fight, bro. John Beck does have the size advantage. Landy Lara isn't that big of a dude, to be honest. He got the youth. He's explosive. He's powerful, like I said. Nasty counter puncher. Accurate puncher as well. So Lara got some things to deal with, man. So we'll see exactly how that goes. And then, of course, we got the main event between Lamont, Roach, and Cruz. That's going to be an exciting fight. That's going to be a shootout from the very beginning, in my opinion. We all know what type of time Cruz is going to be on. He's going to be looking to, come forward with his high guard, close the gap. You know what I mean? And once he get within range, he's going to be letting them hooks off. He's going to be letting them body shots go. You know what I mean? Sneaking hooks over the top. He'll start at the head, go to the body, start at the body, come up to the head. So that's something that Lamont Roach has to be aware of. His defense has to be tight, like it was in the Gervonta Davis fight. Keep his shot, shoot them short shots in between them wide shots. He can have some success. I think that if Lamont Roach counters effectively, if he counters and lands hard, significant shots on Eastside Cruz and make him reset, I think that he could beat him. But, if Lamont Roach gets a little bit greedy in the pocket and allows, Eastside Cruz to establish his offense, that could give, Eastside Cruz a lot of those rounds as well. So I think it's really going to come down. What this fight is going to come down to, in all honesty, is Lamont Roach. And the reason why I say that is because he's the more skilled fighter, meaning he has the ability to adjust. You know what I mean? Eastside Cruz, he done shown you time and time again that he only fights one way, and he's not going to go outside of that in order to, change the outcome of the fight. He doesn't have the ability to adjust, man. He's a short dude. He got short arms. You know what I mean? He wasn't schooled in a way where he could fight on the back foot and he could use IQ and, you know what I mean, out jab a guy. Like, that's just not who Eastside Cruz is. He's a stepper. He's a come forward brawler. You feel what I mean? So that's all he knows. So with Lamont Roach having the tools, having more tools than Eastside Cruz, he's going to have to mix it up a little bit. I want to see Lamont Roach, use his feet at times. I want to see him, catch and shoot. I want to see him, get combinations off and step around Eastside Cruz. You know what I mean? Make him pick his feet up. As long as Eastside Cruz is picking them feet up, he's not going to really be in a dangerous – he's not going to be in a position where he could land those big devastating shots. You know what I'm saying? So this cold card overall is sensational. I think that Shane Mosley and Jesus Ramos, it's not the biggest fight, but it's a great opening fight for a solid card. Then you got all, the WBC interim is going to be on the line for Eastside Cruz and Lamont Roach. So every fight after the first fight is all championship level fights. They're all championship fights. You got Stephen Fulton challenging O'Shaquie Foster for his 130-pound WBC title. You got John Beck, who has the WBO. What is that? The WBO and the what's that? The WBO and the IBF, I believe, for Eric Landy's WBA title. Let me see if I got that right. Yeah, he got the WBA. John Beck, I think he got the IBF and the WBO. WBO and the IBF, yeah, because I know Adames has a WBC. So, man, 3 out of the 4 major belts in the 160-pound division is going to be on the line. Finally, some excitement for the middleweight division, man. And then we got Eastside Cruz and Lamont Roach for the WBC interim belt. And the winner of that might have to knock on Subriel Matias door and see what he got going on. Assuming that he beats Dalton Smith. You know what I mean? So this is a fantastic card, bro. I'm excited for this shit right here. That's going to be a great start to wait, this is going on when? I'm getting my dates mixed up. This ain't in January. Right? I think that's actually, by the end of this year. No, November, I think. Right? They fight December 6th. Okay, so yeah, that's my stepfather's birthday. So that's going to be a great way to close out 2025. I love it. And I'm sure there's some fights that come on after that, in December. But really, really good card right there, man. I'm really excited to see. George said, did I see Tim Bradley's prediction on Foster and Fulton? No, I did not see that. The last video I seen from Tim Bradley was he was talking about training methods, saying how you got to build up your aerobic system. And he was like, yeah, like you build up the stamina in your legs when you go running. You got to do the same thing for your upper body. And he was just, giving insight on what he did during his training camps, how, he would work 2 hours straight, 2-3 hours straight. And that's why he never got tired in the ring and shit like that. So I was just taking notes, listening to what he had to say. Tim Bradley definitely be dropping some gems, saying how he will run a mile going backwards so he won't, his legs will, be accustomed to being on the back foot and stuff like that. Never forget. Yo, you gotta chill, J Cash. Bull, that boy Rodney probably still watching. And to this day, I know that that's not his real name. Like I never heard of a Puerto Rican nigga named Rodney. Never. Never. You find me a Puerto Rican named Rodney. You won't find it. But anyways, he said he from Hope in Somerset, so maybe I gotta go see him. I don't know. But yeah, that's December 16th, 2023 is the day Rodney ducked slime. Yep, that is a fact. And only my day one Mazuma TV guys know what it is. Slime, he said December 16th, 2023 is when Rodney ducked you. And Slime was going to ride down from Massachusetts to rumble him too. That's a fact. He said lived around plenty of Ricans in Florida. Never met one named Rodney because that's not a Puerto Rican name. Like I done heard Puerto Rican, like my name, for example, Marcus ain't really a Puerto Rican name. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of black people named Marcus, even some white people. A lot of white people be named Mark, but like them Russians and shit, they be having their name spelled just like mine. Cause my name is spelled Markus, not Cus. And whenever I looked up names, they're like people from like fucking Russia and shit with my name. But yeah, like in the US, like Marcus is really like a black name. You feel me? From my experience. But Rodney's not a Puerto Rican name. Okay, so Tim favors Foster. Okay. I think Stephen Fulton gonna pull that shit off though, man. I think that Fulton's gonna be the aggressor. I think he's gonna be working off of the jab. I think he's gonna get the better of the exchanges. I think he's gonna be more assertive. I think that's why he's gonna win. I think, Foster got the skills. He's very talented. Like that's no doubt. But I think that Fulton has those same abilities, but I think he got more dog in him. You know what I mean? Like I saw that in the Angelo Leo fight from Stephen Fulton. I seen it early in his career for real. But that Angelo Leo fight, like if you took it one level, he take it to the next one. The Figueroa fights, he showed dog. Like I don't know, like Fulton really don't mind taking it to the trenches. I don't know if Oshaki, will take it where Fulton want to take it. That's just me. Where do I rate Fulton's jab? He definitely got one of the best in boxing. Now, I don't think it's at the top of the list. Like top jabbers in boxing, you know what I mean? I'm looking at of course, Devin Haney, Richardson Hitchens. I think they both got phenomenal jabs. Then you got like the powerful jabs like Jamal Charlo. I think Terrence Crawford got a phenomenal jab. I think Fulton may be like between top 10 to top 15 jabs. Anyway, does have a nice jab. Damn, Boxing Wiz say he just lost a stack gambling. Shit. I don't got the balls to do that, bro. I'm a bold nigga, but I got my limits. Especially when it comes to money. I'm such a penny pinching ass nigga. Yeah, and everybody got their preferences on how the way they like their jabs too. Said Boots and Maul Charlo jab, crispy power jabs that I like. Yeah, I think Boots got a nasty jab to the body. Nasty jab to the body. Jamal Charlo, his shit just like it's like a power punch. And that's that's very rare. And it's also very fucking dangerous. Devin got one of the best jabs in boxing. He's at the top of the list in my opinion. I think Devin, like niggas got good jabs and you got like world class jabs. To me, Devin Haney got a world class jab. Hitchens, he got a really good jab too. Shit. If Khalil Coke keep using that jab like how he did in his last fight, he gonna end up getting to the top of that list too. Bam got a nasty jab. Benavidez got a good jab. He got a fast, strong jab. Like I seen Benavidez jab split Anthony Durrell shit wide open. You remember that? That was a world title fight too. That motherfucking jab split his whole shit open, bro. You know that happened at the amateur fights, bro. That's the first time I seen somebody get cut with a punch in the amateurs. One of the kids from my gym, his name David Jacobs. He was jabbing. The young boy tried to step in on him. He was a shorter like Hispanic fighter. I don't know if he was Mexican or what. He dropped the right hand on him. Boof, bro, on everything. When he hit him, bang! I seen all this red shit just pop. Like, so I don't know if the dude's shit was already cut and he popped it or what. But bro, there's pictures on our there's pictures that I got on my phone right now where you could see like sweat and blood just flying through the air every time the boy David hit him. His whole eyebrow was split, bro, from like right here to like right here. I was like, damn. You say you like a fast, accurate setup jab that you could build offense off of. Errol Spence had a good jab for sure. Bro, when you watch Errol Spence a lot, bro, he didn't do much without starting the jab. Like it was rare if he didn't begin his offense with a jab. Ryo's jab was keeping his distance from Pitbull all night. He fought a very disciplined fight. I like Bivol's jab. George said, I know David is all pressure, but can David Benavidez fight off the back foot or counter from the back foot? That's a good question. I've seen like Benavidez like on the ropes and shit. I've seen him I've seen him get pushed back before, but not consistently throughout a fight. That's a good question though. Like I know, like I've seen him like catch and shoot on the back foot while like being on the rope. So I guess he has those abilities, but I haven't seen him consistently do it throughout a fight. It was kind of like I was asking the same shit about Tank until he fought Eastside Cruz, and I was like, oh, okay, so he can fight off the back foot. So you never really know what they're capable of doing until they're in that situation. But as of right now, I don't know. Marissa said, I still haven't gotten tickets to the Roach Cruz fight, but I plan on getting them. Go get them, Marissa. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. And if you do, let me know. DM me. Boxing Wiz says Anthony Yard's a pressure fighter. Yard might have him on the back foot, but I see David winning though. The the thing is, I think Anthony Yard fucked. You know what I mean? Pause. But I think that when I was watching Anthony Yard, it seems like he's most successful at close range. Like, and I don't know if that's a UK thing because I was watching Sam Noakes who was noticing the same shit. It's like Anthony Yard is most effective on the front foot, and he lands his most devastating shots when he's in like close quarters with his opponents, whether it's mid range or close range. That's when he thrives the most. Benavidez, he not gonna let you walk in without running into some shit. You know what I mean? Can Anthony Yard out jab David Benavidez? I don't know. And even though Anthony Yard is like a big dude, David Benavidez has that height where like if Anthony Yard was to throw some shit at him, that hook that he be relying on in the jab or whatever, Benavidez could pull back and completely get out of range. Even though it's wrong, he can avoid some punishment doing so. I think David Benavidez's jab is going to be very effective in the fight, in my opinion. I see him, pushing Yard back. I see him, throwing combinations, especially when he got Anthony Yard up against the ropes. I think Anthony Yard gasses. I think he gets stopped. I think he gets stopped within 10 rounds. I think that's going to be Benavidez's first stoppage at light heavyweight. And it's really because Anthony Yard gas tank fucking sucks. And it's not like, David Benavidez ain't show y'all that he got a chin before. Benavidez is a dog. I don't think Benavidez is the type dude you just going to spark with one punch. You know what I mean? Anything can happen, of course. But like he done showed y'all his character. Like he not about to go out. He ain't going out like that. But we seen Anthony Yard get broken. We seen him gas out. We seen him get put out. You feel what I mean? I think Benavidez he going to trash him. That's what I think. I think that's going to be an ass whooping. But I'm going to say Yard makes it to like 9 to 10. I'm going to say he make it to 9 to 10. I might just say 10 just so you know. But I always be like one round off. So it's either 9 or 10. I feel like he going to stop Anthony Yard. Once he gasses, it's over. Once he gasses out and Benavidez smell that blood in the water, it's curtains, bro. Because the worst thing you could do with somebody like Benavidez is gas out. Because that motherfucker can stay with a full tank. He said if he makes it all 12, I'll be surprised. Me too. But that'll just go to show how serious Anthony Yard took the fight because he was prepared for 12 rounds. Conor Ben close up combo guy too, so it might be a close range thing for UK guys. Facts. They love those power punchers in the UK. They love to fight in close range. I don't know, bro. I was watching Sam Noakes and like Sam Noakes, he's strong as shit. You can tell. But he not really effective unless you let him in. Once you let him in and he start bombing on you, he breaking you up quick because you could tell he got some heavy ass hands. But I didn't really see much of Sam Noakes that let me know that he could, punish you at range or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see that. Same thing with Conor Ben. I watched a few of his fights. He was struggling at range with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was lighting him up in combinations, especially when and Conor Ben can't fight going backwards neither. Like, he really cannot fight. Whenever Eubank pushed him back, he was getting his head snapped back with punches. Like, you could tell it was a very uncomfortable situation for Conor. Yeah, Anthony Yard, same shit. But Anthony Yard got so much muscle that once he get into the trenches, he get into them later rounds, it'd be hard for that oxygen to flow through all the muscles, that lactic acid build up. And that's when, shit start getting dark. Y'all be talking about Benavidez fat and all that, but guess what? That motherfucker don't get tired. AJ too, yup. Yep. I'm going to say this, and I might have a different opinion than everybody else, but Abdullah Mason is a gifted type of fighter, right? In terms of his, his physical, like his abilities. I think that if Abdullah Mason fights a disciplined fight, I think he can make this fight very easy. I think that if Abdullah Mason, makes this like a long range type of fight where, he keeping that jab on Sam Noakes, he probably just trying to find his way in, probably try to jab with him. If Abdullah Mason keeps that sharp, fast jab on him and, drops that left hand here and there, you know what I mean? Bring that hook around his guard, step around him, just keep him at the end of his straight shots. I think his accuracy, his speed, I think that's going to really break Sam Noakes up. And I think that Sam Noakes going to end up getting punched through his guard, and he's going to get hurt with a hook that's come around the guard. I think Abdullah Mason can finish him and really not get hit if he fights a disciplined fight. I know Abdullah Mason, he young, so he get a little bit eager in there, like he get a little greedy in there. I don't think you could really afford to do them things, especially on the inside with somebody like Sam Noakes, especially in the beginning rounds. Them beginning rounds, that's when them dudes are, still they're very strong. You know what I mean? They gas tank is underneath them. They strong. You don't really want to get caught cold early. That's what we fucking a lot of people over. You try to go for the gusto. You try to go ahead and make it a shootout right away. You get caught with some shit early, and then you never recover. If Abdullah Mason breaks him up with the jab, builds the count, stab him to the body, left hands to the body, you know what I mean? Like if he breaks him down systematically at long range, and those mid rounds, Sam Noakes start huffing and puffing, all that good shit. Like I really think Abdullah Mason could have like a Floyd Corrales type performance if he fights a disciplined fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he could really play. He could play real smart. You know what I mean? Keep that jab on him, touch him to the body, keep him outside, keep him outside. You know what I mean? Use your feet, get up out of dodge. And then once Sam Noakes starts to break down and that fatigue starts to set in a little bit, that's when you could start, taking more chances with your offense, putting them together. You know what I mean? But I think that, you got to play with strong motherfuckers like Sam Noakes. Because you can't tell me he ain't strong. That nigga strong as shit. I could tell. I seen him hurt a dude hitting him on the glove. I was like, oh yeah, when a motherfucker got their guard up, you hit them on their guard and you still hurt them, that's a dangerous motherfucker, bro. I forgot what fight it was, but I was watching some film on him. I seen him hurt a dude when a dude caught the shot. So he ain't do nothing wrong, but the impact from the punch rattled his brain. You hit a nigga guard and they still get hurt, that's a different type of power. So, yeah, Abdullah Mason guy, he been dropped before. He responded to it well, but just because you can get up from a knockdown don't mean that you should be getting knocked down. Or that shouldn't make you content with getting knocked down. Or, if it happens, fuck it. It is. No, don't have that mentality. Don't have that mentality. So, I think Abdullah Mason could fight a very disciplined, intelligent fight. You know what I mean? Strip Sam Noakes of his strengths. And I think he can make it easy, bro. Abdullah, if he carries it the way he's supposed to, he could be the standout fighter of that night. I think he could dominate and stop Sam Noakes because he has that killer instinct. He has the finishing ability. You feel what I mean? He knows how to break you down and get you up out of there. I've seen it with my own eyes. So he's very capable. I really hope Abdullah Mason, becomes world champion that night, bro. It would break my heart to see Sam Noakes beating. I'm not gonna lie. We got any last questions before I get up out of here? Oh, I'm definitely betting on that card too. I think Devin Haney gonna be the riskiest one to bet on in terms of like parlays. Cause we don't know what the fuck Brian Norman gonna do. Cause that's the thing. Like we seen him up against that boxer boy. I always forget his fucking name. The one that was the US, the captain of the Olympic team and shit like that. I seen you fight him. You had trouble. You had a bit of trouble with that style. You feel what I mean? But since then, we haven't seen you go up against that style. Randall, yep. You went up against Randall. You didn't really look that impressive. You know what I mean? And you haven't fought a style like that since then. And to be real with you, Devin Haney's a lot better than Quentin Randall, right? So this is gonna be a very telling performance from Brian Norman. I seen him shadow box. I seen him hitting the bag. He picking his feet up. Punching in combination, showcasing some speed. Not really loading up on punches. So I think the Norman's got the right idea. You know what I mean? This is gonna really show Brian Norman Sr.'s trainer IQ as well. It's gonna show in this fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's probably the riskiest one. If I was to put together I am gonna put together a parlay. This won't be the first one I'm gonna win. God damn it! I'm sick of losing these joints. I'm gonna put up the perfect one. The perfect one. I'm gonna get I got Bam via KO. I'm gonna watch his opponent. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I'm gonna watch his opponent. I'm picking Bam. I'm picking Abdullah. I'm picking is Better Be still on the card? I heard he not. But Better Be still on the card. We putting Better Be on. We picking Better Be all day. That's we getting to that. I hope he don't get old though. I hope he don't get old in that fight. Better Beef is off. All right, fuck him now. So we gonna pick. We picking Bam. We picking Abdullah. We picking Dev, even though I'm a bit nervous about that one. And then we picking Benavidez for sure. For sure, we picking Benavidez. But I feel like if I pick exactly how they win, it could reward me more money. So I might do a parlay where it's all money line, and then I might do another parlay where it's like outcomes, decision, knockout, whatever the case is. You said good. What you mean? He said good fighter to test a prospect / contender skills. What you referring to, King of Brooklyn? I hope you're not referring to Norman as a prospect or a contender, because that nigga a world champion. Can't be talking about Norman. Do I think Bam knocks out Martinez? I gotta watch Martinez some more. But Bam been stopping shit lately. Oh, you was talking about Randall. Okay, my fault. Sorry about that. My boy Ralph in the building. He says, I think Abdullah is gonna do what you said on Ring Magazine channel. He said he's gonna show more of his toolbox of things that he hadn't showed yet. Well, that's good to know, bro. I think it's pretty obvious though. I think it's pretty obvious what he needs to do going up against a Sam Noakes. It'll be foolish for him to bang with Sam Noakes. Foolish, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not really a huge advocate of fighters trying to prove to other fighters that they can fight. They fight. What I always say is, you fight your fight. First of all, you neutralize whatever their strengths are. You fight your fight. You know what I mean? Not really like somebody like who is that, we going to beat him at his fight. For what? For what? What we got to prove to this nigga? Nothing. You got to prove to yourself that you better than him and you the more skilled guy. And that's bad. And the way you're going to do that, the way you're going to be able to prove that is by bringing all your tools out and, fighting your fight, in my opinion. Boxing Wiz said, be careful with them prop bets. I bet unanimous decision for Shakur during the Josh Padley fight. Shakur knocked him out. Anything could happen. That's a fact. I already done got fucked over on a few of them parlays, brother. I already know. I forgot the last one I betted on. Who fucked it up? I forgot who fucked it up. I was on point. I bet it on Lester Martinez with M. Billy. It ended up being a draw. And then I bet it on Bud winning by knockout. And he could have got that shit, bro. But, you know, he didn't want to get too crazy with Canelo neither. But if they rematch, I'm definitely picking the KO for sure. Bella said we got the same picks except for the Brian Norman Jr. Dev fight. Bella, you really putting bread on Brian Norman? Let's bet a quick 20 piece, Bella. Let's bet $20. If you believe in your boy, let's bet 20. That ain't nothing. That's a quick dub. That's lunch money. And Billy and Lester was fighting like Dragon Ball Z characters. I knew that fight was going to turn out like that. I just thought Lester was going to box a little more. You know what I mean? But him Billy's conditioning is. I would love to know what his training regimen is. I wasn't talking to you yesterday. I was talking to Bella. You see how that go? Nah, they was really beating the dog shit out of each other, and they ordered like a rematch. So they'll be fighting each other soon unless one of them pull out. But I heard Hamza Shiraz gonna fight M Billy or some shit, or that's something they trying to set up. So we'll see. Lester Martinez versus Hamza Shiraz would be interesting too. Immediate rematch said they need to run that back. Facts. But I think Lester you can't be getting into fights that you accumulate that much damage. You know what I mean? If you got like one or two fights like that throughout your career, that's cool. But it's like you don't want to make that a habit where you will rock 'em, sock 'em. You're not gonna last long. You know what I mean? And Lester is very talented, so he's still at the early stage of his career. It would suck for him to get burnt out. Getting into those tough fights like that. You think Shiraz can beat M. Billy? I mean, with Andy Lee is really good at teaching guys how to, shoot them straight shots and, getting all your reach behind your punches. I mean, if Hamza is able to be successful with his jab and utilize his reach advantage, I think that he could really frustrate M. Billy in outboxing. But if he's not effective with his jab and M. Billy finds a way to get past that, M. Billy going to bully him. He gonna fuck. As a matter of fact, if Hamza Shiraz's jab not on point, or he's not able to really, if he doesn't have his legs underneath him, like if he not boxing effectively, M. Billy gonna fuck him up. Oh, Bella fuck with me. That's what's up. As a matter of fact, Bella, I don't want to take a woman money. I want to take Yasir money. How about that? Yasir, I want to take your money, nigga. Because you felt like opening your mouth, talking shit while I'm over here talking to somebody. You know what I mean? You wanted to mind my business, nigga. I'll take your motherfucking money. Let's bet a 20 piece. Let's bet a 20 piece, Yasir. I want to take Yasir money. Yep. All right, bet. So nigga, you better not when Dev beat Norman, you better not disappear, nigga. Yeah, CashApp. Yep, I got CashApp. Yeah. See how that go? My boy Go787 said, listening from work, just got my break on an extra shift. God, he said, bless all y'all. Appreciate that, brother. You got 20 on yard? I don't want to do too much betting, but shit. I'll take it. Fuck it. I'll take it. $40, that's going to be the max. I ain't betting no more. Yeah. He said, I ain't no sucker gang got you. All right. We gonna see. All right, Des. So I bet Des 20. I got Benavidez beat. He got 20 on yards, so I got 20 on Benavidez. And you make money, I take money. Peanut live. Pussy. Yeah. I don't know where y'all see it from. I think he told me before, but I don't remember. But I'm betting Des. I got Benavidez being yard, and I'm betting y'all see that Devin beats Norman. So looking forward to that. Now I'm really looking forward to November. I already was, but you already know. The stranger said, "Yo, Mark, can you go into details on how the business of providing a training camp works? Like the pivot box and take a percentage when helping boost camp." I did not. We did not get paid. Boost did not pay us to spar. To be real, it wasn't like a full out sparring session where Boots was like really going ham. Oh my god, no, that wasn't the case at all. I had an amateur, Deshaun. I have an amateur, Deshaun Jones. He got about 15 fights. 14 or 15 fights. Pretty good record too. But he's a novice in comparison to Jerron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Like even being an open class fighter, he's not really experienced. Boost knew that. That's why Boost worked with him. So why would we expect to get compensated when he's really just working with us? It's not like we giving him like world class work. Like, no, we still on the come up. We still building. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. No, we didn't get paid for that. But let's say I really can't get into details. I really can't because every situation is different. You feel what I mean? And it's not like pivot boxing gets a percentage of the no, that's not the case at all. That money. If a fighter was to go to a training camp for sparring, the fighter is the one that gets paid, not us. He said, I'm from where that crazy nigga Keyshawn from. Shout out to Norfolk, man. I don't know if you're talking about Norfolk or just Virginia overall. Shout out to my Virginia brothers, man. Auntie Sco called the Shakur Teo fight idea a trash can fight. Okay. So what the fuck is Floyd Schofield versus JoJo Diaz? The fuck? You see how easy that should be to counter? It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about Shakur and Teo being a trash can fight? That's a great fight. It was a fucking trash can fight. It's Floyd Schofield versus JoJo Diaz washed up ass. The fuck? And y'all had the opportunity to fight Shakur. Stop it. Y'all motherfuckers found a way up out there, John. So Shakur went and take y'all little O. You said, hell no, nigga from the state. I'm from Richmond. Shout out to my Richmond, Virginia brothers, man. Shout out to Richmond. Floyd been fighting niggas coming off L's. He better shut the fuck up. Yo, real shit. Like, niggas, shut up. Like, how many fucking L's JoJo got now? Like 8? Like, cut it the fuck out, bro. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all popping all this big shit like y'all one of the ones. And see, if Floyd Schofield and them was popping that shit, but was actually beating like crazy opposition, like, all right, he walking there like he talking. But niggas be full of shit because they'll pop all that shit versus, against all these top names and all that. But then you see who they fighting. It's like, nigga, y'all words not matching y'all moves right now. So it's like, the fuck is y'all niggas talking about? Like, you can't be popping your shit talking about T.O. and Shakur is a trash can fight, but you fighting JoJo Diaz and y'all want us to believe that this is a good fight Like, nigga, stop it. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all in that stage right now where y'all facing these washed up former world champs. You know what I mean? So y'all could beat up on them and just say that we beat world champions. It's like, all right, we see what y'all doing. We see the play, brother. Y'all niggas ain't slick. I've been around for a long time. I know when a nigga, you know what I mean, ain't ready to jump in them waters yet. So stop it. His dad had to put that COVID vaccine on his son's ass. That's crazy. So he wouldn't fight Shakur. Sheesh. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It's about 12 in the morning right now. I need to catch up on some Z's so I can get ready for work in the morning. You feel what I mean? So shout out to everybody that came through and showed love. Y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out. That'll be very much appreciated. You see what I'm saying? We go live on a daily basis, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to continue to cook up on what's going on in the boxing world. Like I said, share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time we go live or drop a video. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.